Buzz Buzz Gremlins. Did you guess the theme? Did you? Also, my hair decided it wanted to be in theme, and I will explain. So, if you didn't get my hint, I did do the same thing in my last video, but my reading vlog, for however long this takes me, is Yellowjackets themed. So, Yellowjackets the show, not the, like, flying insect that eats meat and flies into apple cider and dies. Such a weird thing to tell you, but in the Midwest we used to, I think it happens here too, we would have like cider fests, and when I was a kid I went to one and a yellow jacket had died in my cup, and it was the grossest thing I experienced. Not really, not the grossest thing. It was just very surprising because I think I was like 6 and I was like, there is a dead yellow jacket in my stuff, please take this away from me. But the Yellowjackets in question that I'm talking about are the soccer team that has been lost on their way to nationals after a deadly plane crash. And you can watch it on Paramount/Showtime. So, you might be thinking, oh, well, Catherine, you're probably reading books that are set in like dangerous situations or like survivor stories. I'm not, which will confound you because every list online is like books like Yellowjackets, read like a Yellow Jacket, and it's books about like being trapped somewhere or books authors think a character would like. But while Krista and I, so Krista hadn't watched the show, and right before the 3rd season started, I asked her if she wanted to watch it. So we watched all of the first 2 seasons, kind of back to back to back, and then started season 3. And I'm going to avoid spoilers. I really will. I will just, it's not even really a spoiler because you'll know it. But throughout the show, there are books that show up. Not a lot of them. It's very minimal because, I mean, they're stranded in the wilderness. But there are a couple that pop up if you're like, I didn't spot all of them. I did spot one of them and then had to do a bit of digging. And the other 2 are very quickly spotted by some online sleuths. So this video, while it is reading like Yellowjackets, it's basically reading like Misty Quigley. So in the show, there are, and like this is confirmed online, mostly by Reddit threads, there are 3 books that do appear and were like clocked by people while they were watching. So the first one is The Cheerleader by Carolyn B. Cooney. So Misty is reading this when she gets there's like a phone call she gets, and it's while she's a kid before, it's in like a flashback scene before they get on the plane. So she's reading this at that time. So this is like a teen Misty read. So this is the first book I'll be reading. Then this is a behemoth. This is over 600 pages. You can't even tell what it is, so I'm gonna have to like try and prop it open. So this is The Magus by John Fowler. And The Magus is being read by Coach Scott at certain points in the wilderness. And randomly, Misty is like looking at his copy of it in a scene. Because I was like paying attention to that book because I was trying to read the title, could kind of see it, but couldn't figure out what it was. So I spent like a ton of time on the internet trying to figure it out. He is the primary reader of that book. And then Misty at a certain point is like holding it while she's like standing on the porch of this cabin thing. That's all I'm going to tell you. I will say that there is that. This is all from season 1. And all these books are from season 1. I couldn't find anything after season 1. So if you get minor spoilers, it will only be for season 1. So they're reading this. There's no summary on the back of this. There are for the other books. So I'm just gonna like, when I get to that one, I will read some and then try and explain it to you. But I know it has something to do with like someone in an isolated setting. So it's an intentional choice. Also, someone packed that in their carry-on, I guess, or it was in this location that they're at and the coach found it. I'm not sure. It's old enough it could have been where they go at a certain point in the series, but that's all I will say. Then the final book, oh gosh, this one is so big, is It Ended Badly, 13 of the Worst Breakups in History. And adult Misty is reading this. This is a nonfiction book, so it's just like short stories. So, well, short events, I guess. So I will be reading this one last. It's pretty tiny. But yeah, the issue became that once I was figuring this all out, I was like, the only books that anyone has ever noticed are being read by Misty Quigley. So technically, I'm also just reading like Misty Quigley, though I don't think she finishes The Magus. We don't see that book consistently after season 1, so perhaps they burned it. I don't know. It's very large. We'll see how that goes. It's huge. It is enormous. And apparently there are a bunch of different books called The Magus or have Magus as the primary title. So on the threads that I was trying to find that book on, people were like, well, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. And finally there was like one where there was a consensus that like, based on the summary of this book that I found online, not me, the person, they were like, I think it has to be this one. And I was like, great, we're going with that one. Because some of the other ones were like very obscure religious texts. And I was like, I'm not tracking that down. These I was able to get all from my library. I did not pay any money for them. So support your local libraries, get books from your library, especially books that you don't know if you're going to like. So I think the Carolyn B. Cooney will be fun. That's the first one I'm reading. It's really short. I think it's going to be a fun time. The Magus is going to be a beast. And then I will be reading a quick nonfiction. So please enjoy the Reading Like Misty Quigley, aka Reading Like Yellowjackets video. I don't know how I'm going to title it yet. I may run that by Instagram. I'm not sure anyone will give me a solid answer, but I may ask because it's very much Misty Quigley focused. So I'm not sure. I'm also wearing a Hadestown sweatshirt. 1, because Misty loves musicals, and 2, because it's technically supposed to be spring, but the weather's doing weird things. And then my hair decided to be extra poofy today. So I was like, you want me to look like Misty? It's fine. I approve. I also actually did eyeliner today and it doesn't look bad, especially because I had to use my right hand. I have tried to do it with my left hand and it's a disaster, but did it with my right hand. Pretty proud, pretty proud. Also, if you're new here, very, very quick recap on the fact that my hand will be in gauze the entire video. In the winter, in February, got hit by a piece of a snowblower while I was doing some stuff with said snowblower, and it took off parts of my 2 fingers here. One of them is pretty close to how it used to be, but is a little shorter, and my middle finger is about a joint shorter, so they're wrapped in gauze. They are healing. I did have surgery to make sure everything was all good, but they have to be wrapped because of how the healing process works for an amputation like this. So they'll just be in gauze. I can't really use this hand except to like buff, like kind of hold stuff, so I won't really be using it consistently, but it hurts a little. It's survivable. It happened. We can't undo it. And I mean, admittedly, I'm doing better than Coach Scott. Anyway, I will update you gremlins when probably I finish the Carolyn B. Cooney book because it's so teeny. But yeah, so I will talk to you later, gremlins. Get ready for Yellowjackets reading. Also, there's a new episode of Yellowjackets today, but we're not watching it until tomorrow. We're doing a very cute date night tonight, and I'm going to share that with you, but it is not related to Yellowjackets. Except that Misty would probably enjoy it. Oh my god, am I Misty Quigley? I might be Misty Quigley. I mean, it is Christina Ricci, so it's not bad. Anyway, I'm gonna go while I evaluate whether I am Misty Quigley reborn. Talk to you later, gremlins. Hello, gremlins. It is the end of the day, and I was able to finish The Cheerleader. It's so small. I mostly read it during lunch. I didn't read you the synopsis, so I'm not gonna read you the one on the back. It's fine, but you can kind of tell why Misty was reading this. So The Cheerleader follows a girl named Althea, who is she used to have a ton of friends in middle school, and then she got to high school, and now she's kind of like a nobody, and she's a sophomore. And she points out some girls who have like gotten things she's always wanted, and she really wants to be popular, but she just isn't. And curiously, she lives in a house that has a tower of sorts with like shutters in the attic. And inside that is this mysterious man. And while not mentioned on the back here, I'm gonna tell you, that man is a vampire who can make deals and like do things. So he basically does one of those like devil's bargains where he's like, I can make you popular, Althea. You just have to give me the following things. And it's one of those be careful what you wish for kind of moments. So the entire book is really Althea contending with the fact that she has bargained for popularity and then maintaining that popularity in the bargain, and then like the effects of that. It feels very Misty. Like, Misty wants to be popular. Misty doesn't get to be popular. Misty wants to be popular. Misty in the wilderness finds ways to be popular through certain things. That's really what I'm getting from this. I was like, oh, this is so Misty. This is definitely Misty. This is a thing Misty would do. So yes. So The Cheerleader, definitely a book that teen Misty, pre-wilderness, post-wilderness, actually Misty of any age, would really relate to, I think. So yeah, that's the first one down. I'm not gonna pick up the other one because it's so big, but the next book on the list is The Magus, which is incredibly large, and I have a feeling dense, but we'll see. So again, The Magus, I don't have a description for you either. It doesn't even have a blurb anywhere on it for me to tell you. But it is the book that Coach Scott is reading in season 1. And again, occasionally there's at least one episode where Misty is shown holding the book and kind of flipping through it. So the book does exist in season 1. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that this weekend. But not just yet. We're having a little date night tonight that I said I was going to show you. So be ready to see some of the date night, and then we'll roll into Saturday where I have some additional stuff going on that I'll share with you. Though I do need to remember to replace my SD card because I don't think there's enough space for a lot of stuff. Though maybe it'll be fine. But I am going to go. I will talk to you very briefly during date night while I show you some stuff. So yeah, talk to you later, gremlins. But one book down and one behemoth to go and one quick nonfiction to go. The behemoth of the Magus is daunting. Just ever so daunting. Okay, talk to you in a bit. Krista's already eating because I took a sec, but date night is technically rescheduled. We got to-go food from Tully's, which is like a local spot. Goose is very interested in the foods. We were gonna do a whole Wicked movie night tonight, but we ran errands and it is already after 8 o'clock. So we're just gonna eat and we're gonna do it tomorrow. But we got extra stuff for tomorrow. Goose loves chicken. But we're gonna eat, watch TV. We might watch Yellowjackets. We might wait to watch Yellowjackets. I don't know yet. But yes. So talk to you later, gremlins. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow because I want to try one of my new coffees before I go off to do stuffs. But there's more food. My food is somewhere. But this is really good Cajun. No, Louisiana crab dip. Is that it? Mm-hmm. But that's really good. And then I have a tender meal over there. But yeah, Goose is on the prowl. Ready for chicken. Hi, G. Oh, you want to attack the camera. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, Goose says bye, gremlins. Hi. Hello. This is very quick. I'm wearing very cute pajamas that glow in the dark and are very distracting when you're tired. This is Krista drinking coffee. She has a busy day ahead. Lots of home reno. Possibly installing a sink. Not a sink. A faucet. And a light fixture. Her folks might be coming so that her dad can help her a little bit just because it's plumbing and electrical, but we don't know 100% if he's coming, right? Because if he's not coming, you're painting.
Correct.
Okay, I thought I got that right. So I am actually not going to be home. Krista's friend Kenan from work invited both of us to go book shopping in a smaller town, like an hour away. Is it smaller? Is it bigger? Okay, it's bigger and an hour away. But Krista was like, I have a lot of project things to do, but Catherine could go. So I'm going. I've met Kenan once, twice.
Girls are pretty certain they're going to be sacrificed.
Yeah, we had to lock the cats in here because Krista can't have them in the bathroom while she's doing stuff. And now they're all pretty sure that we're trying to kill them. But I am very briefly here, one, to tell you that I'm going book shopping because that's what Ken wanted to do. We're going to a bookstore and a comic book store, possibly more than one of those things. And we're getting lunch. So I'm bringing you to do like little tiny clips, and I'm not going to film Kenan because that's weird. I'm not going to do that to her. But I wanted to tell you, Krista got me new coffee, which I'm drinking out of my Wednesday mug, which Christina Ricci is in this show. And since we've determined that I may or may not be Misty Quigley, I'm using it today. But she got me coffee. It's just one bite from Joffrey's. It's their new Snow White coffee. Am I going to see the Snow White movie? No. And it's really just because I don't care about Snow White as a character. I'm sorry, Disney. I don't. I never have. Even as a kid, I didn't care about that story at all. No. But the coffee is apple flavored and I love apple coffee. So I can confirm it is delicious. It's better than the Evil Queen blend that they made for like Halloween a couple years ago. Evil Queen is still good, though the best one of those is Maleficent because it tastes like banana bread. Don't ask me why. It just does. But I'm gonna go because I'm gonna finish this and then I gotta get dressed. So you'll see some book stuff probably. I don't think I have a ton of room on this SD card, so you're just gonna get little clips. But I will talk to you, or really I will show you things later, gremlins. Oh, I gotta put this down to actually stop recording. That would have been a good segue. But enjoy some book shopping, gremlins. Hello, super quick. I'm trying to keep my fingers away from the lens. But I just got back from the book shopping trip. I went to Rivers End bookstore and then like a comic book store, but I didn't show the comic book store because they were having some kind of inventory thing. So like you couldn't really buy anything, which is fine. I just like looked, made some notes for future reference on comic books I used to read and I'm way behind on now. But I got this fun bag that says reading is cheaper than therapy. I thought it was fun. And then I got stickers. So I got Chasing That Scholastic Book Fair High and it's rainbow, which I appreciated. And then I got the bookshelf, if it'll focus, there we go, kind of, it's like a tarot card of, oh, you can kind of see my gauze, there we go, of, like, it's a faux tarot card, and I just thought, like, the setup of it was super cute. I did get some books, so I got one for Krista as a gift. I probably won't show you that one, and then I got two for me, and I'm going to show you later because I already put them on a bookshelf, the one we have in the hallway, but I just wanted to show you this stuff really fast. I'll make sure to show you the other stuff at a certain point, but I will talk to you later because I'm cold. We're just going to drink coffee and possibly start Wicked. I'm not sure yet because we also want to do like dinner and we got some like themed cupcakes and stuff like that for Wicked. So I don't know. I'll show you Wicked stuff, like what we're doing when we get there, but I'll show you the books a little bit later because one of them has really fun sprayed edges, but that's not why I got it. And the other one I've seen a couple times, debated, and then I decided to just pull the trigger and get it. So yeah, I will talk to you later, gremlins. Bye for now.
Yes.
Chloe's bargaining for cupcakes, which she definitely can't have. So these are vanilla chocolate cupcakes. They're pink and green. I think they're technically for Easter, probably.
Yeah, but they scream Wicked.
They really do. Also, yes, they are from Walmart. I've gone over this. We only have so many grocery stores around here and we don't have a lot of choices. So Walmart. Kira is there. She's a little blurry right now. Chloe is here. Krista's over here. And what you can't tell is that that is Wicked. Because, you know, as soon as you push pause on Peacock, you get an ad. So, we're about to watch Wicked. We also have wine. I'm going to pan real quick. Wine. There's a bunch of clothes and stuff over there. Hi, Kiba. You can't have a cupcake either, kiddo. She has been in a snit all day because I was gone, apparently. She was grumbly. She was rude. She's been a time. We're gonna watch Wicked. We've never seen it. So, let's see how this goes, because it's a really
Saw it on Broadway, but we haven't seen the movie.
Yeah. Krista, actually, you saw it with like official people.
Yes, with the original cast.
Yeah, so she saw it with Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, and I've seen it twice, but touring, so like not original or anything. But I really like the actual musical. Like I was obsessed with it in high school. My folks got me tickets to see it, and they hid the tickets in a Wicked Witch of the West Christmas ornament. So I like opened it and I was like, oh, this is so cute. I don't know why you got me a Wicked Witch ornament. I've never been the Wicked Witch. I was Auntie M in a production of The Wizard of Oz. Chloe is right there. She'll say hi. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I didn't open it. My dad kept being like, you can open the ornament. You should look at it. It's really cool. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh my God, what? And he was like, yeah, I got you and your mom tickets. She's going to take you and you're going to get Greek food. Yeah, right. But it was a very fun trip, and I have a Glinda's bubble necklace.
Moment of silence for happy.
Yeah. Our favorite Greek place in Columbus. It's not even here. Closed forever.
That's where we went to our rehearsal dinner.
It was our rehearsal dinner. Now it's gone. All right. Well, now we're going to sad eat cupcakes while we watch Wicked. Say goodbye to the vlog, Kira. Bye, vlog. My mom left forever, and it was really upsetting. Okay. Bye, gremlins. We're going to eat these cupcakes. It is super early, but I did say I would show you the two books that I got for myself at the bookstore. So I got Blood on Her Tongue, which has these really cool blood drip edges, which is not why I got the book. It is about twin sisters, and one of them is like married but losing her mind, and her sister goes to find out what's going on, and things get murderous. And then this is Looking for a Sign, and it's basically an astrology gay romance. I'm not really a big astrology gay. I did used to have a horoscope calendar every year when I was in high school, middle school, but this looked fun and I thought, why not check it out? So I got these two. I did get Krista, so I guess I will show you. I just won't pull it out. Tangled Up in You, which is a Tangled, like modern day retelling from Disney. Tangled, like her favorite Disney movie, so I thought she would like it. But I gotta go. I just want to show you these. I will talk to you later, gremlins, when I'm caffeinated and maybe not as sleepy. Good morning, gremlins. It is Monday and I am not at work. So I don't know if it was in this video or not, but last week I had like a really crappy day at work, and Krista was like, you should take Monday off. Just like take Monday off because you're getting overwhelmed. It's just, there's a lot of stuff that needs done at work, and some other stuff happened like all at once, and so like I took today off. It's like 11:30. I just took the dogs out and I just made coffee. I have it in this Luke's cup. It's the apple coffee from Joffrey's. It's the one I told you about earlier. I did want to tell you, we did enjoy Wicked. So I didn't vlog at all yesterday. We started Wicked in that clip and we watched an hour and a half of it. And then Krista and I were both really tired. So we didn't finish it on date night. We then on Sunday had to get up early. I did film my books really fast. And I went to court with her because she did have to go to court in the morning. And I read, but I didn't record it because, oh my goodness, this is so goofy. But in my last video, the like highly anticipated queer romance vlog, I looked up on YouTube like copyright free, no ad, like the kind of music you can play for background that I assumed would be fine because I've used it in different vlogs before, like music I found on YouTube that says it's okay to use. I found a video that was in that list, started playing it while I was reading Go Luck Yourself in the car, and I didn't think anything of it. I uploaded the video, no copyright checks, nothing, totally fine. And then the next day, so while I was book shopping, I went to go check the video because it's not doing well, which is fine. It doesn't really matter, but it suddenly said copyright on it and I can't check that on my phone. So I was like, oh, that's weird. Like the video's been up for like 24 hours and it's saying copyright now. And it's not like I got an email. So I got home, looked at it, and it was like, oh, it's copyright, but not a copyright. So it basically meant I use music that if I was monetized, which I'm not, the video couldn't be monetized because I'd use music that the person's like, they can use it on YouTube, but like, I don't want them making money off the video, which I was like, okay, that's fine. It says it doesn't affect the visibility. And I've had videos that get those before. Like I played a clip from a song from Twilight that came up. I played some like, I don't even remember. I think I was playing someone's YouTube video and it caught their music and was like, oh, you don't have the rights for that, but it's okay. I did. So I was like, okay, whatever. What's really weird about it though is I'm not showing up in Krista's subscription feed because she's followed me since we were like before we were dating. She's like, yeah, I started watching the video, but it's not showing up on my subscription feed anymore. So she was like, it's finally in like her recommended, but I'm like, so no one can see the video, even though it said it wouldn't affect my visibility. Cool, so cool. So that's just annoying that like no one's seeing it because I liked those books so much, especially Say a Little Prayer. So I'm just annoyed that like it wasn't supposed to affect anything and then it obviously is. Whatever, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not re-editing and re-uploading. I'm just irritated that it didn't say it like when I uploaded it the first time, because then I would have just like not saved it. Like I wouldn't have hit publish and I would have just uploaded, like I would have gone in, removed the music and uploaded it again. But because it waited 24 hours, I can't fix it. Like I could, but it would just be a hassle. So I'm just like, whatever. So it's just a little annoying. So I just read in the car with no music on. And then we got breakfast. That was a very long-winded story to tell you that. So I read a little bit of the Magus, which only has the title there. Then we picked up breakfast at Chrissy Beans, which has a really good breakfast sandwich I like. We got coffee, we got breakfast sandwiches, we came home, we watched the rest of Wicked. Then, did we nap? I think we napped. And then just like watched random YouTube. And then Krista had to go back to court. So I read more of the Magus. So I will give you a brief description as best I can. And then, yeah, then last night we just caught up on some TV. Didn't really do much like once she got home from court, and then we went to bed. Then this morning I got up, helped with the dogs, went back to sleep, made coffee. When I got up, taking another sip of coffee. And thought I would check in with you because I didn't vlog yesterday. So the Magus is difficult to explain and I gotta look up a character's name again. Oh, is it on this page? Okay, so we're following a character named Nicholas Orf, I think it's Orf, who, after a series of events, nothing very exciting, he takes a teaching position in Greece at the Lord Byron School, which is just to teach Greek men, like Greek boys, English. That's his job. And while he's there, he's bored. He goes down to a private beach. He sees a book, like a book of English poems. He's like, that's weird. No one really reads English here. And the reason I'm not looking at you is I'm trying to find this character's name because it's driving me nuts that I can't remember it. It's like, where is it? Why hasn't he used it on these pages? Oh my gosh, dude, come on. I've seen every, oh, there it is. Mr. Con, so they call him Keith at first, and then he's like, no, it's Conchis. But it's this like wealthy, born in England man who's been living in Greece. And he lives in like a private house on a private beach, but now he and Nicholas are friends, kind of. But like, he knew Nicholas was coming to visit him, and then while they're talking, he says a weird thing about Nicholas being blessed, which was strange, and Nicholas is like, oh, okay, what? So I don't know. It's just like, the writing is very easy to follow, except for when there are lines in Greek, or in French, and I don't know what they say, and there's no translation, but that's fine. So we're just following Nicholas, really. But I feel like the story is supposed to get weird as we progress, and it's 606 pages, so I have a lot to read. So I'm gonna read some while I drink my coffee, probably put it on YouTube, which I'm not gonna play for you. Sorry, you get no fun music anymore, because I'm not dealing with it. Actually, I know a couple that I could use, but I'm not going to. There are a few Halloween playlists that specifically say like no copyright, no rights, like fun Halloween background. But I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna read off camera. But yeah, so that is the update. We did really enjoy Wicked. We thought Ariana Grande was really, really good. And we liked the changes, like the additions. There were a couple changes. We thought those worked really well. So we did really enjoy it. It's just we were too tired to watch it all at once. Krista said at some point she'd probably watch it again, but like not immediately, like at some point. But we did like it. So that was good. The cupcakes we got were also and we have like 6 left. They're like little mini cupcakes. The other problem is we bought pie the day after Pie Day, and we really need to eat the pie. We did not defrost it then, but we defrosted it last week and we haven't had any yet. So we're having pie at some point today. And we have leftover pizza because we ordered pizza for dinner last night because it was easy. So yeah, at some point we're having pizza and pie at some point today. But I'm going to read this massive book, and I will talk to you later, gremlins. Possibly today, possibly not until tomorrow. I don't know. There's so much of this to read. So we'll see. But I will talk to you later. Hello, good morning, gremlins. There is a cat playing with a very loud toy outside my door, so please enjoy. Bells. I work today. I have actually already done some stuff, even though like technically my workday hasn't started. I normally come in early anyway, just to like make sure everything is working. So I've already done some stuff. Also, anyway, I'm not getting into it, but I've already done some stuff. I did want to check in with you because this doesn't really matter because it doesn't have the title on it, but like I am now roughly halfway through The Magus. I can tell you, I don't know how many people are even going to read this book, but I will say, so Nicholas, yes, Nicholas, he has been spending more time at that bungalow thing with, is it Sir? So I keep forgetting his name. And they called him something else. Like someone called him Conchis. I think that's it. At Conchis's fancy place. We've also had a reappearance of that girl he was seeing in England, Allison. He visited her in Athens. It's like a whole thing. But that relationship is a mess, just in general. But he's spending more time with this Conchis. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. But strange things are occurring. So he's been hypnotized at a certain point. Conchis is having him read these like pamphlets, and he's kind of like, are you a spiritualist? Like, what is going on? He's like, no, I'm not a spiritualist. What are you talking about? It's a very interesting setup. And then this woman appears named Lily, but she's too young to be the Lily of Conchis's childhood, because there was a woman named Lily he almost married. But there's a Lily. And then there's a not Lily who appears, and what's strange is they keep saying like, we live over there, and he's like, are they ghosts? Like, what are they? So he thinks they're actors. At a certain point we're presented with the thought that maybe they're ghosts. Conchis has talked about like traveling different dimensions, and I'm like, are they different versions of that person? Like, what is going on? It's a very odd, there's a lot of like, I almost want to say mental gymnastics happening in Nicholas's brain, because he's like, oh, this, yeah, that makes sense, that. So like, I don't know. I oddly though can see how this book would have affected Coach's mental state kind of in the first season of Yellowjackets. I think it's in the first season, possibly it's not. I don't want to give spoilers, but I will say that there is a certain element to Coach where, to sort of handle what's going on to him. This may be season 2, that's why I don't want to get into it. He starts kind of allowing himself to disassociate, which is a common practice. But while I'm reading this, I'm almost like, is that, like, did he get inspired to dissociate by this book? Because I almost feel like Nicholas occasionally is disassociating in certain scenes where he's thinking about Allison, and he's like, oh, I thought of her. And then Conchise is talking about things where, like, he's saying, like, something happened and then that thing also happened somewhere else. So Conchise is giving me vaguely Lottie vibes. So I'm wondering, like, intentionally, I know intentionally that production / the writers, all of those people chose this book. Like, it was chosen intentionally. There's discussion of the woods and wilderness in various stories, and like sounds and things being odd and like thinking something happened because it should. So I am getting the sense of like stuff is supposed to happen because it should, or you should be open to other ways of thought or other ways of interpreting something. So it's just very odd. It's not bad. The writing is actually really good, and I am intrigued to know where this is going, but I'm also like, I can't tell if some of these people are real, if some of them aren't real, if they're real in a sense, but not 100%. Like, I'm like, are they ghosts? But like, they keep, like, different stories are being told. Like, we've been told perhaps one of them is there because she's ill. I'm not gonna say how because I don't think it's handled correctly. This is not a current day book, but she may have something going on with her that would make her act out. But then someone else is like, no, like, we're doing this for him. Like, it's so odd. But we do need to know, is at a certain point Lily and her sister are established, because he's like, you have a sister, and Lily's like, I don't have a sister. And then the sister appeared, and I'm like, are they the same person? Like, I just want to know if they're the same person, which I think is very possible. I don't know, it's just so odd, but I can see how it would like fit with what's happening in the wilderness, because there's these very odd, like, just believe me, listen to me, open yourself to new ways of thought, embrace the idea of hypnotism, which Lottie is kind of doing that, like, listen to the woods, listen to that kind of stuff that she does at a certain point. It is interesting. It's just very large, and I wish it were a shorter book. Just so big. And humorously, there's a section where Conchise is like, no, the novel as an art form is dead. And I'm like, oh. And Nicholas is like, ha ha ha, we used to say that all the time. And he's like, no, it's dead. I burned all my books. I'm just like, oh, okay, then you would absolutely hate that this book is being written about you. He's not a real person, but I was also like, oh, that's interesting. But I need to go. I just wanted to fill you in that I'm further in. We'll see how this goes. I don't want to spoil this for you, but also, like, who is gonna read this? It's huge. So I'll try my best not to spoil anything. I've probably spoiled a little bit, but like, trying to keep things sort of vague. It's just a very bizarre, large tome, is what I'm telling you. So yeah, we'll see what happens now that Nicholas has possibly uncovered something. It might not even be true. Like, that's the thing. You don't know what's true or not. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. I will try and read some today. I want to finish this by sometime tomorrow, but I have like 300 pages left. So we'll see how that goes. I will talk to you later, gremlins. Good morning. Yes, we are at the same angle. Sorry, I did not vlog anything else last night. I hung out with 2 of the dogs while Krista was at court. I read, and then Krista and I watched just some random cooking show stuff with the dogs out. But I am here. I have coffee in my local library cup. This I bought at the Flower Memorial anniversary, and I'm wearing this very cozy Love You to Death sweatshirt from Five Below. I am so cold. My hand is so cold. My hand isn't really holding this cup like my palm is when I'm trying to warm up my fingers. I'm also drinking this lavender coffee from Joffrey's. It's called like Daisy Duck something lavender. It tastes more floral than lavender, so it's a little confusing because I love a lavender. This coffee shop, Chrissy Beans, that we go to, they have lavender, and I didn't know, and I just got a lavender Americano there last week, and it was incredible. But you are here to know more about this behemoth. I have a little less than 200 pages left. It's so big. I'm gonna try and read a bunch tonight because Krista has court again. But, oh my gosh, what has even happened that wouldn't really be a spoiler? So, Nicholas has learned that, oh my god, I cannot remember that guy's name, ever. And it doesn't help that they've started calling him something else too, like they've been calling him his first name. Oh my god, what is it? Why can't, Conchise. Conchise. That Conchise has kind of been like playing him or like doing some kind of something, and he's not quite sure what it is. He does know that there are 2 women involved and a man, and seemingly there may be other people involved. And what's interesting is we got this like scene that he came upon at night, and he's like, oh, it must have been part of this movie, because there's talk of a movie. Sorry, I really had to cough. There was like talk of a movie, and it was like a military scene, and he's like, okay, that was weird. And then Conchise talks to him about an event that occurred, and he's like, no, I saw that, like, good work on the movie. And Conchise kind of acted like, I don't know what you're talking about, but he could, because he keeps pretending he doesn't know things, but he does know things. And now he's leaving, but he has left one of the women behind to hang out with Nicholas, so like that's going on. But it's all very confounding, because like Conchise has now revealed like, oh, this has all been like a story kind of, but we still don't really know what's going on, and neither does Nicholas. He's just kind of like, okay, great, that's fine, you've been playing me for a fool, you're real cool. But we also got like, I may have mentioned this already, there was a death of a character. I won't say who, but there is a death that's kind of a surprise. And then Nicholas like dealing with that, but also being like, oh my gosh, like I'm already dealing with all this other stuff. It's all there. It's very like, you can't tell what's real. Like Nicholas doesn't know what is the truth and what isn't the truth, what is real and what isn't real, really, because Conchise is like presenting things to him where he's like, no, that doesn't make any sense, but also like I saw that, or like, didn't we just do this? And I'm like, this is crazy for you. Like, it's so strange, because it's just like very random like events, and again, we still don't know what's true, what's real, what exactly is going on. And then like he is also retreating into not memory, but he's like spending some time where he's like just like imagining things that are happening, and he tells you that's what he's doing. I'm like, oh my goodness, like you are a strange person, but not in a bad way, but like it just, you never really know what Nicholas is thinking, or like what is influencing his thinking exactly, which again does fit with Coach. So I do think this fits very well for a book selected for Coach to be reading while they're in the wilderness. So I'm giving it that, like it fits very well. I just want to know exactly what's going on, or maybe we're not going to get that. I don't know, there's almost 200 pages left, so plenty of things could be revealed to me, but I'm just like, this book is so big, and it's like, it's very slow, but like the pacing isn't bad. So like things happen when he's not with Conchise, but then like it takes a while for things to be revealed to you, because he's like doing his own investigating, so you like learn stuff, and then like Conchise will reiterate that or tell you something new in connection to something that he learned. He's basically not teaching, just he's supposed to be in Greece to teach, and the man has done very little teaching. So don't anticipate teaching. Also, he is a teacher, and Coach is a teacher. He's technically the health teacher and the coach. So that was a thing our school did too. They were like, the health teacher is also coaching basketball or football or whatever. But yeah, so it's just, it is interesting. I just want to know if things are real, or if a lot of it is just not real, or if there are ghosts. I would really like it to actually be ghosts. I just like kind of hope that's the case, or like memories. I don't know. I feel like if they were like not ripples, but like memories that are trapped in a certain place, that would be interesting. I don't know, but I gotta go. I gotta get ready for work. I just wanted to fill you in very briefly. I will try and update you tonight, so you're not just getting visuals in my office. So yes, I will try and update you later. I want to take a photo with my mug and my, not my smaller tattoo, and my library book tattoo. So ages ago in January, the library had an anniversary, and Sword in the Stone, a local tattoo shop, did a fundraiser for them where you paid 70, I think it was 70. You paid $70, and that money went to the library, and then you picked like a bookish tattoo, and I picked the book with a paw print. Technically, she said this is the cat print. Ugh, I'm trying to give you a good visual. There you go. Technically, this is the cat because it doesn't have nails, but I was like, our dogs don't really leave nail prints. Like, their nails don't really show up unless it's like super snowy. So it's a combined paw print, so it's a book, and then it represents all of our animals. So I thought it was perfect. So I got that one. You could get a ton of stuff. They had like Akatar and Arthur, like the library card from Arthur, and a bunch of other stuff. I think there was some Hobbit stuff. There was a ton of Kurt Vonnegut. Which was funny because I was reading a Kurt Vonnegut around the same time, and I was like, oh, huh. And then what else? I think that's it. There were a bunch of tattoos though, but I got that one because I really wanted to support the library and get like a library tattoo, and it seemed really cool to be supporting a library and getting a tattoo at the same time. But I want to take a photo of like my coffee mug of the library with my tattoo and this book, because this book has a very cool cover, even though you can't tell what the freaking book is. But yeah, I gotta go though. I have things to do. So I will talk to you later, gremlins, when I have an update on this very, very interesting book that is just very large. I just wish it weren't so large. All right, talk to you later, gremlin. Hello. This is sort of a secret update. So Krista has been working on the bathroom and I wasn't going to show you until she was done, but she only has like painting and the flooring left, and painting is fine. This is the color the house came as, though apparently, fun fact for you, super quick. This is the color that's under it. And we actually realized we found a can of this paint downstairs. We are going to paint this room green, just not mint green. Krista actually went and got a green color. So just FYI, will not be this color, but it is weird that there was this color behind peach. But return. Oh, and she's doing window film, but okay. So while I was book shopping, Krista and her dad installed a new faucet and stopper. We're not taking out the vanity, it would be way too hard. And it looks really nice with everything. Then we're leaving the mirror. Mirror also is very nice, very big. But she and her dad replaced the light fixture, and this is inspired by the lights at Tiana's Cafe in Disneyland. Oh, it's gonna do a weird thing. We're gonna slowly come down because it adjusted the lights to assist and then it has to warm back up. So yeah, so she's doing this backsplash. It's not quite done, but this is the backsplash she's doing for this wall. It's kind of like a feature wall. Then, this is the very cool shower curtain. So we'll walk over. This is a shower curtain we found on eBay. And if you recognize it from any videos, just know we got it on eBay from an eBay person. That's all I'm gonna say. I actually did this today. So Krista put in the rod, which attacked her this afternoon, but I did all the little hooky guys today. I put all these little hooks on to do the curtain and the little thing behind it. And then while I'm holding the camera, I can't really show you super well, but Krista did tiling stuff. So I'm gonna show you a little just around the tub. It goes farther back, but I'm too short to go over the shower curtain and I can't move the shower curtain while holding the camera. So there's that. She replaced all the knobs. So we're not taking out any of the vanity stuff just because it'll be really, really hard. But we were to replace the knobs, and so it works a lot better. The knobs look nice. I'm distracting Goose. So Krista also bought these like sets for organizing. We already are using them. There's like green glass or faux, like these are plastic, but she's got one for her side, my side, and like toothbrush holder that has cotton or Q-tips in it. Then that has some Tiana soap actually in it that she poured in. Then I set this up in a little soap dish, so it's just some Tiana stuff. And then we have my gauze in what I think is either supposed to be like a water glass. I'm not really sure, but she put my gauze in it for when I have to wash my hand, which was very nice. So yeah, that's it so far. We also got this at Bath & Body Works. We had the Tiana scent thing in it, but it was really, really strong. It was making Krista cough because she hasn't been feeling great. So we took it out, but you can use it as nightlight. So it does little purple lights that look like Evangeline. It's very cute. And then it's a little castle. But I think that I'm probably forgetting something. Hello, this is a test. I hope you're working. So I knew my memory card was getting closer to the end and it just cut off. And then I don't like using the ones that have a micro SD card in them, but that's the only one I had, like as a new one, because for some weird reason there was like a period of time where nowhere around here you could even get an SD card, and I was buying them like anywhere I could find them, and they only had that kind. So I'm just making sure that you work. That was the bathroom. I didn't have anything else to show you. I'll update you when Krista has done the floor and the walls, which may actually be this week. So I don't know if they'll be in this vlog or the next one, but I will update you when I can. I just wanted you to see some of the stuff because it's going to look very, very cool. It already does look really, really cool, but like I'm curious to see the new floor and how the paint color works. She's also putting a film on the window that's going to mirror the curtain a little, but I won't get into that because that's going up last. Yes, that's going up last, but I'm gonna go. We are waiting for a delivery, and besides the fact that my memory card died, literally as that happened, the dog started going just ballistic. So I rushed downstairs thinking this delivery I'm waiting for is coming. It's our Cook Unity box. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. We didn't have mail. We didn't have Cook Unity. We don't know what's going on. Our UPS used to come in the afternoon, and now this week it's suddenly coming like super late at night, and they keep like showing it'll come in the afternoon like normal, and then like throughout the day Chris is like, it just keeps changing the delivery time. So it'll be like coming at 4, coming at 5, coming at 6, and now it says coming at 7, which is baffling to me. So I have to hang out downstairs with the dogs. So actually I'm gonna be hanging out with like all the dogs tonight, but I'm not really gonna film it. I'm gonna try and read my book, have them out, but I just wanted to show you that. I, though, am gonna go. I'm very out of breath from like running down and then doing all of the prep to get this set up. But I will talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And hopefully I will be done with the Magus. Also, I had no idea. This book is like beloved, like very popular. I was trying to see if there's an audiobook online. It's not on Libby for me. It is on Audible, but I did not want to use a credit. And it is not on YouTube that I could find. But there are like unboxings of like deluxe editions. There are so many people talking about it. I had no idea. I had no freaking clue that this particular book, The Magus by Fowler. Yeah, Fowler? Fowles. Don't ask me why I thought it was Fowler. Fowles is very popular among many people, I guess. I didn't know. I had no idea. But I need to go. So I will talk to you later, gremlins. Hopefully when I'm done with this book. So hope that I finish this book tonight. I will talk to you tomorrow morning. Hello, gremlins. Today has been very exciting because Krista surprised me with a breakfast sandwich from my favorite in-town breakfast place. She brought this. It's delicious. It's on a croissant. There are apples, there are eggs, there are cheese. It's delicious. It's a very good sandwich. So I got to have that, which was lovely. But the big news for you, my dear gremlins, I finished this. Oh my God. I've done it. It is actually now the start of my lunch break. I had a tiny bit left of this before work, and so I was like plowing through it before work, and then I read the like 20 pages I had left if I had downtime, so like that was spread out over a number of hours, but I did it. I have done it. It is done. So I will say there are a couple other elements of this book that I do think make it perfect for its usage in Yellowjackets. So there is this like very theatrical courtroom scene at a certain point, and the layout of it reminds me very much of the opening sequence of season 1 of Yellowjackets. So not really a spoiler, literally the opening sequence where everyone's in furs and it's winter. Very similar to that, but with like gods or godlike beings, like costumes of godlike beings used instead. So that occurs, and there is someone who's technically the judge, but I don't think that in this situation they would not be the judge. They would be like, they are judging the others. So in that situation, I can see how Coach would fit into that. So I do think that section worked very well and like revealed a little bit of how things would go for him a bit in the series. Again, this is not really a spoiler, just he's an older character, so imagine an adult in the woods with a bunch of young women and a couple guys, and you're kind of like, okay, what the hell is going on? So I could see that there. There's also sort of this sense of losing yourself as the book progresses and fixating on a relationship that you're waiting for. So I won't say with who, because there are a number of female characters in this that Nicholas interacts with, but after a certain point in the book, he's just kind of waiting, and he's like fixating on a relationship of the past. And I can see that with Coach because, again, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I did mention that there are some moments where he is thinking of a relationship. It does occur. It kind of becomes a coping mechanism for him. And so I could see that while it was happening. I was like, oh, you're like very fixated. You're trying to understand that relationship and kind of get it back or get the feeling of it back. So a lot of Nicholas's story does actually feel very relevant to Coach. There are aspects that tie into him. So kudos to the Yellowjackets writing team for picking a book I had never heard of, but apparently is very well known. This does not surprise me. There's some literature I'm just like, what is it? What's the book? I did not know what this was. I am not going to tell you whether there were ghosts or not. I'm leaving that up to you. I would say I actually did enjoy the reading experience. It's just very long. So if you're going to find a book for like fun time reading, maybe read this during a time when you like have lots of time, or you're fine picking it up, putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, maybe in between some other reads. I will say you kind of need to read some sections together or you will be very confused, just because there's a lot happening and you actually have to keep track of a lot of people or players or ideas. There's just a lot you have to keep in mind while you're reading. So if you're really good at remembering, like, I don't typically read more than one book at a time unless it's like Kristen and I are listening to an audiobook and I'm reading a book separately. That I've done, but I'm not trying to read a number of books at once. This feels like you have to focus on it kind of book. I maybe could have popped in an audiobook or switched to the book I need to read next, which is on the floor and I forgot to pick it up. Like a nonfiction, that's what's on the floor. Do I want to just grab it? It's really far away. I'm not going to just grab it. I also need to do physical therapy, actually. So I finished it. It was interesting. I'm very proud of myself for finishing just like such a big book before the end of March. Because it was a hefty boy, the Magus. But yeah, I actually would recommend it if you like literary fiction, a little bit of detective-y stuff, and possibly, I want to call it surrealist, but that's not correct. Ideas of possible mysticism, I think is what I'm going to say. Because the idea of mysticism does appear. So that's what I'm going to say. Also psychology. They talk about psychology a bit. So yes, it was interesting. Nicholas is an interesting character to follow, and that is actually very intentional once you get further in the book. Yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy it. It's so big. It's so big. I just was not prepared for how big it was. But yeah, but I need to do physical therapy and change my gauze. So that is your update. My breakfast sandwich this morning was delicious. I actually think I'm having pie later. We have these pies. I mentioned them in another clip, I think. And we need to eat them before they go bad. And Chris was like, what are we doing for lunch? And I was like, I think I'm just gonna eat pie, which is not like the healthiest thing to do, but also like I don't want the pie to go to waste. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But again, I gotta do stuff with my hand. So I will do that, and then I will check in with you with the next book. It is nonfiction. It has something to do with breakups, and it has a very fun, like, Valentine's-y cover. It is also a Misty book, but I'll get into that when I actually have the book in front of me. So I will update you. But The Magus, interesting read. Also, you can get the audiobook on Audible. I did not do that because I could not find it anywhere else, but if you wanted to listen to it, you could. And maybe other library systems would have the audio. Mine just doesn't. Mine occasionally just, like, has random things and doesn't have other random things. So yeah, but I will talk to you later, gremlins, when I start the final book of this vlog, which I think I may actually be able to read a hunk of today. Possibly. Maybe. We'll see. I'm finishing everything by the end of this week, so this is the final book. I want to have it done at least by Friday. So, yes. I will talk to you later. Hello. Hi. Same angle. Very quickly, before I forget for like the 80th time, I wanted to show you the final book for the vlog. So It Ended Badly, 13 of the Worst Breakups in History by Jennifer Wright. And I read the introduction, and so it's historical breakups. So all like events in history that involved a breakup. There are mentions of Norman Mailer in the introduction, and Oscar Wilde, and Henry VIII, and the Borgias, and Nero, the guy who fiddled while Rome burned. I have not read any of the actual stories. I just like read through the introduction very quickly, just to get an idea before my lunch break ends. So I just want to do this super fast. But I think it's going to be a fun time. And also, this is the book, this book right here, that adult Misty is seen reading. And that makes sense. That definitively tracks for me. Adult Misty would be like, I am going to read about people who were in love and then had a horrible time of it. Like, I just see it. Especially because I believe this is from season 1. So I'm just like, yep, yeah, yep, indeed. Yep, this would be Misty's reading taste. She is also a citizen detective, so nonfiction makes sense for me because, like, young Misty, totally see reading fiction. Current Misty, I have a sneaking suspicion she reads a lot of nonfiction that she thinks would, like, assist her in her citizen detectiveness, but also that maybe feels relatable to her in some capacity. So I can see this. I am curious to know. The tone of the introduction was very fun, so I think it's going to be like an easy breezy read. I did not know who Jennifer Wright was, as I picked this book up based on its appearance in a television show. But she is like a, let's see. Oh, fun. It said her breakup cure is gin, reruns of 30 Rock, and historical biographies. But she is a contributor to the New York Observer and the New York Post, and was one of the founding editors of thegloss.com, and has appeared in Cosmo, Glamour, and Maxim. So, journalist. But that's all I can tell you. So, I had no idea. Again, I picked all these books up based solely on their appearance in Yellowjackets and did no additional research. I know nothing about the authors. I know nothing about the content of even some of the books. But yeah, no. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be easy. I was saying that I think I'll get to read some because Krista may be working on the bathroom, and in my current state, I can't super help her. So I am unsure. She may be tiling tonight, and if she's tiling, we have to lock all the cats in the bedroom with me, and they need a person in there or they will tear the bedroom apart because we've had to lock them in there previously and they just like rip everything down that they can. So I may be hanging out in the bedroom and just reading this with the cats. I'm not quite sure, but I will be reading some of it sometime today. I think it's going to be very quick, very easy. I should definitely be able to finish it before, well, at least before the end of day on Friday. So that's the goal. So I'll finish this. But I definitely see this as a Misty read. So the Magus book specifically is Coach Scott's book. So I spoke primarily of that in terms of Coach Scott. I could see, so Misty is like thumbing through it from what I remember. I could see her trying to read it because Coach Scott is reading it and she wants to relate with him on this book. But I don't know that teen Misty would have enjoyed it at all. I think she would have wanted to say she liked it. Ooh, the dog's barking, so I'm gonna have to go. But I think she would have tried to say she enjoyed it and she understood it, but I don't know if that at that age, while I'm sure she would have understood some of the things that were going on, I don't think she would have been like as invested. I do think she might have read the steamy parts, though there are not a ton of them. I think she would have like skimmed to some interesting parts of the book. I just don't think she would have read the whole thing. And as the book never appeared again, I feel like the book was set on fire. I'm just assuming that any paper products in the winter were burned at a certain point. That's just a guess. But yeah, we have not seen the book again. It has not reappeared. Now, if it reappears in this new season, I'll be like, wow, that book survived. But I don't think it did. But I'll be reading Adult Misty's book. And again, feeling as though I am the Adult Misty quickly in life. Though, I am in a healthy relationship and I don't like parrots. I know an African Grey. Sorry, and that bird is terrifying, and I feel like Caligula would equally be terrifying, so I will never have a bird. But I am gonna go. I gotta get back to work. My lunch break is winding down right now, so I will talk to you later, gremlins, about these very interesting stories of heartbreak. I won't really be able to like summarize this, but I'll probably tell you like my favorite ones or something. So yeah, I will talk to you about these in a little bit. Hello. Okay, I promise after this the updates will not be in the office, but I did no reading yesterday. I'm just doing this really fast during my lunch break because brain. We had a lot going on today. So last night Krista got home. She actually picked up food for us from this like localish place, and we had dinner, and then she was gonna work on the bathroom, but she was like, I am actually really tired. And I was like, if you're tired, rest for sure. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the night off. So we just wound up watching Temptation Island and eating food and resting. And then tonight she has a double again. Like she's had 3 doubles this week, but she has night court again tonight. So I didn't read anything. And then this morning I was super busy. I did manage to finish chapter 1, the chapter on Nero. And I do have a vague reason on top of just like, this feels like a Misty book, why she would specifically have this book. But very quickly, I only read that chapter. That is all. I am going to finish this book today because I just like want to finish this book. Like I want to be able to call this vlog done. But yes, in the first chapter, we talk about Nero, but we're also talking about Rome, and Caligula comes up a lot. So Caligula is Misty's bird, which I mentioned previously. So there's that in there. There's a mention of Caligula in the first chapter of the book. So this does not surprise me. But updates for you. So the day has been goofy because I had physical therapy before work, which that's a thing I do once a week. And so I have it again on Monday. The days was really late, or not late, but like this week I had to move it to Friday because my therapist was at a conference. So he was back today and could do my normal physical therapy. So I had that. And then I have physical therapy again Monday. I'm gonna post up on Wednesday, and then I have like 3 more physical therapy appointments. And the reason I will still have them, so I did get some updates because I was just like talking out loud to Krista yesterday about my hand, and she was like, you should just ask at physical therapy because he'll tell you. So according to my physical therapist, my 2 fingers should be fully healed in about a month. They'll be completely closed so long as everything is continuing as it is. So they'd be fully closed and I won't have to wear gauze anymore, presumably within 3 to 4 weeks, probably 4. Then after 4 weeks from to like today, we'll go with 4 weeks from today, I will get fitted for these like special finger sleeves. And I will only wear those finger sleeves when I'm sleeping. So the point of the finger sleeve is to mold your scar tissue into a more rounded shape. So I'll have to wear them, sleep with them, and then the scar tissue that exists and was like the tissue that was formed and then the scar tissue that grew will then become more rounded and more kind of like finger-y shaped for me, which will also benefit movement and usage because it will help ensure that the scar tissue is in the places I need it, so that using my new created tips will be easier and it won't cause pain. So that's like a thing I learned. So in 4 weeks, I guess, I won't have to gauze, which will be incredible. I'm very tired of putting gauze on my fingers. This is his gauze wrapping. It's always so nice. My physical therapist does a very nice job. Mine always look very messy. I'm doing the same thing. He's just better with like scissors and placement and sizing and all that jazz, and I'm not. But yeah, so that was a fun update. Hopefully all my stuff next week goes well. And then what else? Brain. What else was I gonna tell you? Oh, and Parker had to get shots. So all of our dogs, their shots kind of come due at about the same time. And we have already taken the girls, and then Parker and Bruni need shots. But Bruni, our oldest dog, he and Chloe are very close to the same age. He can go, and so can the girls, to like a vet. Like you can kind of take them to those drop-in clinics that they do at like Petco, Pet Supply Plus, places like that. They can go to that and they're totally fine. Parker gets a little overwhelmed. He wants to like see everyone and interact with everyone, and then like too many things throw him off. So he does great. Like he has done training and stuff and he's fine. Like in a store he can walk around, but it's just so confined for a vet visit at like a Petco because they line everyone up and you're in an orderly line, and he just gets like not stressed, but like there's too much happening and he can't really keep calm. Like he just wants to know what is happening. And then some people, and I understand this, and we've even had this happen where like one of our dogs has gotten a little stressed and they start barking, or they like want to pull away. And people have dogs that do that. People have puppies who aren't really trained. And it is a drop-in clinic. So like sometimes dogs are a little unruly, and that stresses Parker out because he, he does not like unruly dogs. And it's more that he doesn't like when dogs start barking at us or at other dogs. He's just like, why are you doing that? And so he like will get kind of like, what is happening? And then he'll start barking to tell that dog to stop barking. Not that I'm a dog, I can't tell what he's saying, but it's normally in response to other dogs barking at him that he starts barking. It's a whole thing, but it's just easier to take him to our actual vet. So he needed to go to our actual vet. The only appointment they had was today at 10. So we had to like rush him over there. Not rush really, like we knew a couple days in advance, but it was the only appointment. So we kind of had to do some weird stuff with our work schedules to make it work. But we got him in, he got shots. He also got his nails done. And he did a really good job. He was great. He was pretty good with the dogs in the lobby. Though someone had some very loud Yorkies who did not like him. That was when we were leaving. Like we were just taking him to the car, and the guy had 2 Yorkies on pretty long leashes, and he was just like not monitoring them, and they were like lunging at us when we were trying to leave the office. Everything was fine. They just like barked a lot and kind of pulled towards Parker, but we shepherded him out of the building and away from them. So it worked fine. We got him out. No one did anything besides bark at each other. And they were fine. And even the people at the counter were like, yeah, those Yorkies were real loud and way louder than your dog. So yeah, but it all worked out. But he's fine. He is resting. The other dogs are annoyed they didn't get to go places, but also they don't want to go to the vet. They thought we were taking him somewhere fun. But he's situated. I think that is everything. I am going to try and read as much of it ended badly like throughout the day, and then also after work. And by throughout the day, I really just mean like I might read it during lunch, and then I'll read it after work. But some of them are pretty short, so we'll just see how that goes. I would like to get it done. I'm also not in like a big nonfiction mood. My nonfiction mood very ebbs and flows. I blame the fact that I had to read a lot of nonfiction in college. So sometimes I just don't want to. But this is, well, it's like a fun, easy to read thing. So yeah, the focus, Gremlins, is to finish this today so I can call the vlog done. And I can edit it to go up probably Monday, Tuesday, I don't know. I also am going to do a sit down video next because I have not read it. But I picked up Sunrise on the Reaping, and I apparently need to read it because 1, my mother-in-law is adamant that she wants to talk to me about it. So I'm going to read it. And then 2, everyone has posted things on YouTube about it. And I'm like, okay, I just need to read it so I can watch the videos. That's what I need to do. So yeah, but that I'm not vlogging. I never vlogged a Hunger Games book. I read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes right before we saw the movie, and then I did kind of a book versus movie video, but that was it. That's the only Hunger Games content I have done. I was not a Hunger Games girly. I read them in college when the first movie came out because I was curious, so I read all 3 of the original ones back to back before the first one even came out, because I was like, oh, I just want to know in case they like make references, because you know sometimes movies do that because the content's already out there. And then I read the Songbirds and Snake book, and then this one. I want to read this because I like Haymitch, so I'm curious, but everyone said it made them weep, so we shall see, but I'm not vlogging it. I will just read it. I am going to do the get to know me tag video, so I think next week we'll just like, not next week, but I'll like post this, and then my next video won't be a vlog, it'll be a sit down after that, and then I'm gonna do some other random things. I haven't really decided past that. I have a bunch of books to read, but I need to go, so I will talk to you later, gremlins, about It Ended Badly. Hello, gremlins. We're finishing the vlog in the bedroom. Parker's also here. You just can't see him, but I finished It Ended Badly. The bookmark is just in here so I could reference the table of contents. It was a quick, easy read. I will say the stories that were absolutely wild to me were, oh my gosh, Anna Ivanovna, who was a Tsarina of Russia, or an empress of Russia. Yeah, no, she built an ice castle to torture someone. So many strange things. Some of these I did know. The Lucretia Borgia one was cool. The Henry VIII stuff I knew. What else? Oh, Timothy Dexter, baffling man. Baffling man who said his wife was a ghost, but she was alive, which is just strange. The Oscar Wilde one was sad, but I did know about Oscar Wilde and some of that. What is the one? Sorry, my nose itches. Oh, so there's one about Oscar Kokoschka and Alma Mahler, which involved building a doll that looked like Alma Mahler, and that is a choice. Then Norman Mailer and Adele Morales Mailer. I did not realize Norman Mailer was such a person. Such a bizarre man. I just was like, what? Then the last one, actually those are like the key ones. There's one with Debbie Reynolds, Eddie Fisher, and Elizabeth Taylor to end the book, but I knew like weird bits and pieces about the 2 of them. And beyond that, like they were a fun time. They're pretty quick and easy reads. Sorry, right nose is shaking like crazy. But yeah, I can see again why Misty would read this, because not only does it provide you interesting responses to breakups. Oh, the Lord Byron one. I knew about the Lord Byron stuff too. That man is interesting, and the people he courted were interesting. But yeah, I feel like so adult Misty seems like someone who would read this to see people who have not had luck in love or have not remained in relationships, but also Salem, our cat, is yelling at me because she wants to be in the bedroom, but the problem is Parker is in here and he's obsessed with her and he will not leave her alone if she comes in here, and she hates that. So I'm doing this for her own good, but I'm sorry she's yelling. But brain, what was I saying? I feel like Misty would read this because, one, she has not recently, I don't know in season 1 if she has been in many relationships, if any, which is fine, but I feel like she wants one is the issue. But I could be wrong. There could have been people, but I could see them not have gone, like none of those relationships having gone well. So I could see her relating to this. I also could see her taking revenge against your ex tips from this book. So I could see her taking like great pride in like making her own like revenge list against someone who had wronged her, and using this as a jumping off point. Also has oh, you can see Park now. He's over there. It also mentions Caligula in chapter 1, which I'm sure she adored. See, now I have to cough. But I did finish it, which means I've read like a Yellowjacket, or read books that appeared in Yellowjackets. So we read The Cheerleader, which was a very fun, campy little horror book with a very like a Faustian kind of deal going on there. Then The Magus, which was very, very long and took me forever, but was well written. So I did enjoy my time with that very long book. And then this one right here, which was quick and easy and had some wild stories in it. But yeah, if you noticed any other books in Yellowjackets, or there's a book you, even if it wasn't in Yellowjackets, if you think like there are lists. So I would really say, like, if you spotted a book in Yellowjackets and I didn't read it, please tell me because I would like to know. Also, send me books that have Yellowjackets vibes because I already have some. I don't know that I'm doing them in like a themed vlog yet, but I know like a couple. And also like Lord of the Flies I already know. I think there's, I might know another one, but I won't get into it. I know Lord of the Flies though. That one's like the key one. But yeah, so I had a fun time. This was very cool. We are not watching Yellowjackets tonight. That won't be till tomorrow. Parker cannot watch that show because it is stressful. So we're gonna watch a cooking show with him instead, and the TV just turned off. So I'm gonna go because Krista is bringing by dinner as Court has taken a brief break so they can eat, but she's gonna pop by, we're gonna have dinner, and I already ate these like very interesting wonton things from yesterday. I guess they were supposed to be pot stickers. They were not great, but they were left over from yesterday, and I hadn't eaten anything except popcorn today because I didn't take a lunch break really. Like technically I had time because it was like lunch, but I never really left my computer area, so I didn't like take a lunch really. I like technically had the time. It's a whole thing because like technically I was like, oh, I'm at lunch, but it didn't matter. So I didn't wind up eating anything except popcorn. So yeah, but I am gonna go. I feel like there are things. Oh, if you like this video, this is the final clip, Catherine, get it together. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, please subscribe. I'm also on Instagram at CliffGoOverAfter. I think that's it. Again, Yellowjackets. If you spotted a book in the episodes that I didn't read, let me know because I would love to know. And Yellowjackets inspired or like reminiscent books that you think I would like. I think that is it. So I will talk to you in the next video, gremlins. Bye.